Today, the Cubs and White Sox ready to do battle at Wrigley Field. It's a 7:05 Central first pitch. Shota Imanaga starts for the Cubs, while Chris Flexen gets the nod for the White Sox. The Sox are just 15-45. They've lost 11 straight and sit 24.5 games out of first place in the American League Central. The Cubs, meanwhile, are chasing the Brewers in the National League Central. The Cubs are 29-31, tied with the Cardinals, 7 games behind Milwaukee in the NL Central. Cubs have lost 8 of their last 10.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now, and it's the perfect time to save on Father's Day gifts. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off designers he loves, like Hugo, Lacoste, and more. And 15% off skincare, fragrance, and grooming, too. Plus, shop Father's Day specials for even more great deals. Give love today at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive.
We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclub.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
Looking for a place to try for breakfast or lunch? You'll find a gem of a restaurant with amazing food and great prices at the Tripleberry Cafe, 435 Angela Lane in Crystal Lake. For breakfast, try Tripleberry's strawberry cheesecake French toast, ribeye steak and eggs, or carnitas skillets. At lunch, there's the AM Burger or Chipotle Chicken BLT. There's delicious homemade cream of mushroom soup. For tasty home cooking, Tripleberry Cafe is the place to be. Visit tripleberrycafe.com.
Welcome to WRMN. That's 1410 WRMN. This is Out to Lunch. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be taking you through the next couple of hours, walking you through a few conversations. If you've got a conversation that you want to join into, feel free to jump in. That's 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410 to go ahead and call in to Studio 14. That's right. I'll be your MC for your lunch today. Not your DJ. I guess we could play some music here and there. If you do like some music, you feel free to listen to Marky B in the morning, first shift. He's doing a great job spinning some tunes that are there, or possibly on Fridays, you could be listening to Steve Thorne, Music Memories, right there, Friday afternoons. I believe, around this time. We're still getting a couple of the schedules together, and we appreciate you being with us. Part of that schedule change, sorry, but we will no longer be taking Jesse Kelly. If you listen to him, I apologize. He is going to be gone. We're going to replace him with a gentleman by the name of Rick Smith. Rick Smith is pro-union, and he does a daily non-for-profit show that is pro-union. So if you want to check him out, you can go to ricksmithshow.com. The other person that we are going to try to fill in here and there, I believe, is going to be Tom Hartman. Tom Hartman actually airs around this time, but he does a lot of discussions that aren't necessarily hour by hour sensitive. Now, we know we got a 24-hour news cycle. I know, I'm part of it. I apologize, but I've got 24 hours to fill. I'm sorry. 24-hour news cycle. That's a lot of content that I've got to do. That's a lot of inventory. That's a lot of things that need to be filled that are here. You know, I mean, commerce is supply and demand, and I have supply, and I need to generate a demand for it. That's what we all do. We all talk about the biases of the media, but nobody ever wants to talk about the bias. The number one biases of the media is, I need you to watch. I need you to be part of it. I need you to be here. So I can either give you the old razzle dazzle and say, look over here. This is it. This is entertainment, infotainment as it goes. Or I can turn around and give you the news that you want. Maybe I'm comfort news. Maybe I'm news that only reports on things that fit within your belief system. I don't want to report on anything that might change that. Now, that's my prerogative as a news journalist or a person who provides news, but is that fair to you? I don't believe so. So then I try to do the other aspect of it. By all means, I'll try to be as entertaining as I possibly can, but what I try to do is, at least when I have the conversation, I like to have a conversation from the facts. Now, my feelings are facts, right? I have the fact that I feel this way. So we do have to put into account the way that people think. That's why GDP doesn't measure everything. We have the consumer index. We have what people feel about the economy. Now, by all means, you could tell me all day, hey, this is it. This is going. This is up. This is where we're at. We're making monies hand over fist. It's going there. But the consumer index is the feeling aspect of it, right? You've still got your feeling. You've got your subjective and your objective measurements. Me as an audio engineer, I need to stay with the objective. I need to stay with the, hey, there is nothing here. There's nothing doing it on either side. But there is subjective, right? There is loudness. So today we're going to talk about a phenomenon that I kind of like to put out into the world, back to audio engineer. There's a phenomenon in audio engineering that we call the Fletcher-Munson curve. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Some audio files out there that might see a picture of a bunch of different lines that all look like a wave together in a square. During the break, I'll pull it up. But what the Fletcher-Munson curve is it is perceived loudness. Now, we all talk about decibels or things like that. I think picos are the other thing that they measure audible into. I try to stay on the objective side, so that's where decibels come in for me, at least. But you've all have heard that scratching on the chalkboard, right? Now, that sound may actually be the same decibels as us talking right now with each other. But because that frequency is so high, because that has so much energy behind it, we perceive it as being louder. That's what the Fletcher-Munson curve is in essence about. Is regardless of the decibels, we perceive it louder or softer, quieter, I guess is to use the subjective terms of louder and quieter. Those are subjective. It's all based off of us, right? Your mom telling you to turn down your music because it's too loud, that's subjective. Your mom is turning around and saying, hey, I think it's too loud. You don't think it's too loud. So that's where loudness. Now, I can measure the decibels. It's measured. It's here. It's tangible. So what we're going to talk about today is how we feel about certain facts right? There are those wives' tales that are out there, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't care about the election and all the other craziness. I want to talk about superstitions and wives' tales. What are the things that we all believe? Because it's the same way that we've got this economic side of it. We can all measure it however we want to, but we all believe that it's not doing so well for some of us. Now, we don't believe that maybe the Justice Department is not doing so well for everybody. Now, right there, I'll tell you it is. If you lose faith in the Justice Department, you lose faith in our courts, you lose faith in the Constitution, you lose faith in our justice system, our whole lives start to break down. So please don't go that direction. But the facts and the feelings sometimes don't match. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Is I feel that it is louder. I feel that it is different, but you're telling me the decibels match. So as we talk today, as we go through all of these stories, I want a couple things to be in your mind, and as you jump into our conversations today for Out to Lunch, is what do you still feel is the truth, but actually is different? We've all got those misconceptions. We've all had them there. Like let's bring one up. Tomatoes. They used to think that tomatoes were poisonous. That's what it used to be. Imagine not having tomatoes, not having ketchup, not having marinara sauce, not having salsa, not having a salad. You know what I mean? Tomatoes. Arguably not as popular as our favorite starch, the potato, but still the same thing. They used to believe that tomatoes were poisonous. It wasn't true. The juice from the tomato was acidic enough that the lead plates that they were using turned into poison. The facts and the feelings, the subjective and the objective, that's the realm we're playing in today. Again, if you want to join the conversation, if you've got one of those two dynamics of things that you want to have. So we're going to talk about misconceptions today on Out to Lunch. Don't forget that you can always take WRMN out to lunch with you. That is WRMN1410.com, or look for the app. Also, just look at your smart speaker. Hey, smart speaker, play WRMN. It'll do it. Trust me. I do it at least 6-7 times a day. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't brag about that. We'll see you on the other side.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Rooted in their family Mexican history, churros are made daily with love. Churros and Chocolate at 2533 West Algonquin Road has churros made from family recipes with care and fresh each day with delicious fillings. There's also the Frida Cafe, where you can relax and catch up with a friend while having a warm drink. Try Churros and Chocolate specialty churros, the churro sundae, or take home a churro cake. Visit churros, the letter Y, chocolateinc.com.
Garibaldi's Italian Eatery offers Italian dishes, subs, kids menus, and their delicious pizza. The foundation of a great pizza starts with the crust. Garibaldi's crust is crunchy at the bottom, airy in the middle, and perfect every time. The finest ingredients are used to give their pizza this exquisite crust and wonderful taste. Dine at either of the Garibaldi's 2 locations in Hoffman Estates and Arlington Heights. Free party rooms are available too. Visit Garibaldis.com today. A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittleitaly.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together.
Come see the only train-themed restaurant where all the seating is on the tracks. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill on Main Street in both Bartlett and Glen Ellen is always fun and always fresh. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill serves 100% grass-fed beef hot dogs and burgers. There's also chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and more, all loaded up on 2 Lionel O scale trains and delivered directly to your seat. No one sits away from the fun, regardless of age. When a train arrives delivering your food, you'll smile ear to ear. Visit twotoots.com.
It's always exciting to hear Elgin business owners like Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studios share positivity about the local community.
Elgin is on its way, and it has been, and sometimes, we got set back, the pandemic, and it's been rough. Everyone has felt it, and in so many different ways. What we're trying to do is a lot of hand-holding and shoulder rubbing and being like, it's okay, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get this town a lot more money. We're very lucky to live in this community right now. There's nothing like this around here.
Feel the positive power of the first shift with me, Marky B, weekday mornings on WRMN.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Welcome back to WRMN. This is Out to Lunch. Take WRMN out to lunch with you. There's a few different ways. Let me count the ways. One way to do it, WRMN1410.com. Check out all of the new razzle dazzle that we've got there. That's my new word or phrase for today, razzle dazzle. I've been watching a show that features a more Victorian character and the razzle dazzle and all of the showmanship. It's a neat show. Maybe tell you about it one day. WRMN1410.com is the place to go to watch us live on YouTube. Well, of course, you can go to YouTube. That'll go there. But if you go to WRMN1410.com, you'll go to the right YouTube. The right YouTube channel is, of course, WRMN Radio, where you can find this broadcast right now. Maybe you're watching it from the future. Hey, people from the future. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're there on WRMN1410.com, where you can also go to the radio shopping side of it and see all of the different things that the radio shopping show has to offer. Leah goes out there into the world and finds the juiciest deals to bring them back in, the juiciest items, the trips, the hotels, the restaurants, the services, the mechanics, the home services, the stores, all of these different juicy items that are out there. And then Matt McNeil, every day, Monday through Friday and every other Saturday, goes and sells you those things. Make sure you get a good deal from him. He says, look, this is it. We'll build you a package. And that radio shopping concierge by the name of Matt McNeil jumps right in and hands you everything out. I'm glad you all came in to get some of those gift certificates. Looks like some people have been coming in and out on this beautiful day. Let's look at the daily deal that's happening today. And you can get that deal by calling 847-741-7700 and getting into the Radio Shopping Redemption Center. You can come down to the Redemption Center. You can come down to it. That is 16 Douglas, where you go ahead and pick it up, or we will send them out to you. We have a sending day. I think we send it out maybe once or twice a week, and then it'll come out to you. But guaranteed it'll get to you within 7 days of when you purchase. This is TikTok Tuesday, not the platform, the time. TikTok Tuesday Plus, listen for the cue to call. Only 15 minutes to call within there, and only calls on hold as the timer hits 10 minutes will be accepted. When you call, you can take an additional $1 off on-demand items. Again, that's 847-741-1410 for the Redemption Center. But that TikTok Tuesday will happen at 3 o'clock today with a drive time deal with Matt McNeil. And I don't know if you know this or not, but we are going on yet another month of the jackpot getting larger. That's the BINGO jackpot, or the INGO sometimes as you get into the later verses. That is a $300 jackpot right now. My goodness. Valid on air only. In-demand savings available at the Redemption Center from noon to 3, and you'll be able to pick up that bingo card just by ordering. I think if we've got a $10 limit on that, for every $10 that you spend with us on the radio shopping side, you get another one of those bingo cards. And it is climbing. Like we said, it is up to $300 already for that June jackpot as it just keeps climbing. So like I told you, today we're going to talk about misconceptions. We're going to talk about subjective versus objective. And it's weird to talk about measuring something that is subjective. We're measuring something that is loudness, right? That's something that we've got to measure from the actual person and like believe them. It's kind of like a poll. Kind of like you turn around and say, is this loud? Is this not loud, right? That's how you would determine the loudness of a thing. I'm not talking about decibels. Decibels and sound pressure level are measurable things. They are absolutely hard numbers. I'm talking about the perceived loudness of things, right? If my hearing was going down, I would have to turn things up, right? That's just something in this industry. That's what we get into. We've got a thing that we call radio ear, where we listen to headphones over and over and over, hours and hours, for months and months and years and years and years of headphones and headphones. Eventually, we've got to start turning it up a little bit louder and a little bit louder so that we can actually hear. So it's that same concept. So if my loudness for me and my perceived loudness is going to be different. So if you've got a misconception that you're just like, man, I cannot believe this is not true, maybe that will kind of jog you a little bit today, just to kind of set the tone as what we've got right now. I know a lot of people know this already, but let's just kind of set it. The letters AR and AR-15 do not stand for automatic rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle, reflecting the company Armalite that originally manufactured the weapon. It does not stand for assault rifle or automatic rifle. Right? There's a lot of people with that misconception. Like, oh, we've got to ban all AR-15s that are out there because of the assault rifle. Now, it is, by all means, it is an assault rifle. I'm not going to take the name away from it. Just because you call it a Granny Smith doesn't mean it's not also an apple. I'm just saying that the AR doesn't, it's not what that stands for, right? So that's the kind of set the pace. If you've got one or two of these, feel free to call in 847-931-1410. The common image of Santa Claus as a jolly old man in red robes was not created by the Coca-Cola Company as an advertising gimmick. Santa Claus had already taken this form in American popular culture and advertising by the late 19th century, long before Coca-Cola used his image in the 1930s. So they were just kind of playing along. Like a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's why the Jolly Man, Coca-Cola, and polar bears and Father Christmas, that kind of side of it is there. Hey, we've got a caller coming in. Let's see if we can get some more misconceptions kind of put together. Hello, caller. You're on Out to Lunch.
Hey, Sonar. Greg DeRay. How you doing?
Doing well, Greg. Thanks for listening. What have you got to contribute today?
Thanks for putting on the show. Say hi to Dino for me.
Will do.
All right. Hey, I'll voice out on a couple things. It's really kind of senseless, but I thought I'd call and throw it in there.
Yeah.
There was a radio station, and I don't know the answer. I'd love to know which one it was. Their slogan was, if it's too loud, you're too old.
No, I understand that.
Maybe somebody could call in and let me know what station that was. But the other one, on the AR-15, I'll give you one comment. AR-15s don't kill people. People kill people.
That's very true. That's very true. But I will tell you, Greg, the AR helps. But you're absolutely right. You have to, it is a tool just like anything else.
Well, yeah, it's a shame because us people who do it legally and play by the rules, unfortunately, can't have the same defense as the average person on the street.
That's very true. You're absolutely
where, things are a little messed up, I think.
You're absolutely right, because if you're a bad guy, it doesn't matter if you're a bad guy. A sign isn't going to stop you, right? You're already determined to break the law. So
Exactly.
there's no real force for it. So I do see that argument that's over there, Greg, because we're talking about names for things and stuff. The Peacekeeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason it was called the Peacekeeper was because everybody owned one.
Right.
But that was when everybody also did not know that atoms and single-celled organisms existed or any of these other things. They didn't really know about even washing their hands at that point. But you're absolutely right. I see the point behind it, and it's true. It is a tool, Greg, and I appreciate your thoughts.
Well, I'll tell you, going back to what you said in the Peacekeeper times, that's why there was you thought twice before messing with somebody because you didn't know what they were packing. And like I said, unfortunately, the honest people, it's harder for them to pack. So keep up the good work. I'm off work today. First time I get to listen to your show. I'm enjoying it. Hope people call in and tell me what radio station that was.
That was Z-Rock, buddy.
Oh, you got it. What channel was that?
Oh, let me see. Z-Rock.
Call number. Or
If you're too loud, you're too old, mid-18, ABC radio networks put the Z-Rock together. So it was syndicated.
I thought it was...
Oh, WZRC.
I thought it was older than that because I remember that I thought like in the 80s, and Z-Rock I thought was newer. But anyway, maybe somebody carried over. If that's it, thank you very much, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day off.
We'll see you.
Bye. That was Greg jumping in. He's absolutely right. There is misconception with that. It is not the gun that kills the people. It's the same thing as the stabbing somebody with a spoon. It's still a person is the side of it. Now, my grandma had a story where she dropped a revolver out the side of her car once, and that went off. So you never know who was involved in that. But to continue on with what we're going on today, we're talking about misconceptions, different things that are out there. We're going to see the facts. We're going to hold them up to whatever we believe those things are. So we're still, before we go to break, I want to do one more about acronyms, right? Everybody talks about Adidas and how Adidas is supposed to be like, all day I dream about sports, or all day I dream about soccer, or if you're one of those dirty people of all day I dream about maybe something else. It's actually not an acronym. It was named after the founder, Adolf, which Audi Dassler. So Audi Dassler, Adidas. Back in 1949, the backronyms, which I think is a fun word, were jokes published in 1978 and 1981. So a couple years later, they just started making these, fun new word, backronyms. Well, we'll be back right after these messages. You're listening to Out to Lunch. Again, if you've got a misconception, if you've got something that's out there that you are like, hey, everybody thinks it's this, but really it's that, we're taking a Fletcher Munson Day, so let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods and where was your misconception switched around. Out to Lunch, WRMN. We'll be right back after these.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
You never know what or who you'll hear from on the first shift with me, Marky B. Like Tim Skoning, a WRMN news reporter back in the 1960s.
The jingles you all play, they were purchased by Dick Sutter. He was at some radio convention. He came back with this reel. I remember them playing that in the studio. We were so excited. We thought we were network now. And it's the same jingles today.
That's great.
Every time I hear them, I get excited about it.
I'm sure.
It was a lot of fun.
Fun times on the first shift, right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Twins Gyros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Gyros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinsgyros.com. That's Twins Gyros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois.
WRMN has been serving Elgin and the Fox Valley for 75 years, featuring a combination of local news, information, and entertainment in the mornings, followed by the radio shopping show for 5 hours each weekday. The first shift with Marky B starts your morning at 6 a.m., and it's always fun when Larry Jones is a part of the show.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
Can't haze, you'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
And then there'll be a lot of people that come out of the and say that I also hazed
I
him.
remember when Mark hazed me. I've been hazed.
Mark hazed me back in 2012.
2012. I remember in Memphis one time. He was really mean to me.
It's first shift fun and information in the morning, combined with the radio shopping show to save you money. And you get it right here on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook, and WRMN1410.com.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com today.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
Out to lunch. WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. We'll be finishing out the rest of this hour and then the hour after that. That's okay. We've got lots to talk about, lots of misconceptions, lots of things that are out there like that. So let me give you some facts. Let's get some facts that are out there in the world. We get a lot of these silos with no facts. Let's give you some fun facts at that. Let's not talk about anything national. Let's talk about the local aspect of it. Hey, thanks for coming down to Out to Lunch, WRMN. You can see us right here on Douglas. That's 14 Douglas. Right across the street from the new Wrmn stop. My goodness, I'll tell you, last week during the grand opening, they were only open, I think, like Thursday was the soft opening, Friday was the grand opening. They've been open all weekend. I have probably eaten over there about 3 times already because I'm just like, no, we all need to go. Oh, you haven't been there yet? Okay, well, I guess I'll eat too. I'm pretty hungry. And what's great about it is I've had something different every single time. It's a really cool spot to go over here. They're just across the street over on the odds on Douglas. But come down here, see Studio 14. We're right here. I've just been told that the city of Elgin, the director of cultural arts and special events, is going to be with me on Thursday. Thursday, 12:30 is when we're going to get Amanda Harris, and we are going to talk about Elgin's 4th of July. It's going to be some fun stuff. Hey, let's get to a caller real quick. We always feel free to interrupt anything I'm doing here other than an interview. That's their time. If we open up the phone lines, then by all means, call in and ask a question. But we want to make sure that the people that come into studio actually get their time as well. Just like if you call in, we'll make sure that you get your point across too with the time allot. Let's see who we've got. I think I've got a guess about who this is, but we'll see. There's no ID, which is why I know. I think I know who it is. Buongiorno, person on phone. How are you?
Getting authentic and achieving success, my friend.
Hey! This is executive producer extraordinaire Benjamin Boquest. You can find him at Bendemonium on the old X Twitter. You've been doing some shows, Benjamin?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're always recording podcasts, so just figured I'd check in with Out to Lunch after I had my own lunch. And, here we're talking misconceptions, common misconceptions.
We are. We're talking about a bunch of just fun ones, man. Like, maybe the AR wasn't the fun one, but, like, the Adidas stuff. Like, did you remember that all growing up about what Adidas stood for, about sports and soccer and whatever else? But, no, it's Aldi Dassler, Dassler, ADI, so Audi. Adidas. That's cool.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was dreaming about soccer.
No. So in the 1950s, 1949, let's be accurate, right? Audie Dassler is the founder of Adidas, and that's what he named, I guess, the company. Named it Adidas for Audi, Adidassler, Audie Dassler. So they just cut it off.
Well, that's cute. Well, I'll be dipped.
So
cool. Yeah,
brand new word, right? You ready for this? Backronyms. A word that is a word, and then people made an acronym out of it. Right? Brand new word that's out there. Hey, what are you doing for the 4th of July? You're coming over here to Elgintown, right?
Gotta be, yeah. Yeah, I hear the parade's going right down Douglas.
The parade will commence at 9 a.m. at the intersection of Slade and Douglas Avenue and will conclude at Grove and Division Street near City Hall. Spectators can find seating along Douglas Avenue from Slade Avenue to the end of the route. This year, the Gail Borden Library will serve as the Grand Marshal, adding a special touch to the event, and the parade is expected to conclude around 11 a.m. To participate in the parade, registration required and will close on June 6th, so get it in now. Those interested in being part of the parade can fill out the form at elginil.gov/July 4. This year, Elgin will host its inaugural pet parade that will kick off at 8:30 a.m. at Douglas near Ann Street. So we've got a pet parade going on too, buddy.
I love that. That is a great idea. I hope that's a thing that keeps going. And is that? I remember seeing they'll have the Clydesdale horses in some parades and stuff, but never so much like people with their pets. Is that what is to be expected? Just And how do you sign up for that?
Yeah, this is for the Anderson Animal Shelter. So special guests from Dogtopia will present, and all donations will benefit the Anderson Animal Shelter. Those interested in being part of the pet parade must register ahead of time. Registration is open until June 21st on this registration. You can go to, again, elginil.gov/pet parade. But I'm sure if you go to elginil.gov, elginil.gov, you'll be able to see those in there. And of course, what is 4th of July without? Come on, Ben.
Fireworks?
Fireworks! That's right. Also a concert, I guess. I said, no, a concert's going to be great, and then fireworks to follow. Let's see here. At 132 South Grove Street in Elgin, Illinois, musical performances include the following bands: Secondhand Soul, iPop, and American Vinyl All-Star Band. Fireworks will take place at approximately 9:20, and it will last. Are you ready for this, Ben? This is a 15 to 20 minute firework show, man. This is going to be amazing.
That tells me that stay around. When you think it's over, just stick around, because it'll probably be a good encore finale type of thing.
For those interested in being a vendor at the 4th of July concert and fireworks, please visit elginil.gov. Let's try to put an L in there. /vendors to apply. All parking in downtown Elgin is free. I use it every day, but with street closures for the parade, arriving early is recommended. In addition to ample street parking, even the closed streets, downtown Elgin offers plenty of free parking in lots and decks throughout the area. If you need more information on that, you guessed it, elginil.gov/parking. For street closures and a view of the map, special events at cityofelgin.org or contact Elgin 311. Amanda Harris, throw my paper around, will be in Thursday from 12:30. We'll probably keep her over to 1 to talk about the events that are happening in July. And then what we'll do is, if there is time, we will carry her over and maybe take some questions about some of the other events that are out there too. We want to bring the person that comes on, we want to give them enough time to talk about what they're bringing on, but then we want to give you enough time for a forum that's here. That's why we bring people on at 12:30. Let's get a shout out to Dad and Son Do It All. Fantastic YouTube channel if you ever get a chance for that. Good afternoon, lunch shifters. Hope your day is going well. Looking forward to eating at the shawarma stop very soon. Oh my goodness. Yes, Benjamin, we were just talking about the shawarma stop.
Do it.
What have you gotten over there so far?
So far, I've only tried the wrap.
The wrap? Which did you get? Did you get the kofta wrap?
It was shawarma.
The shawarma wrap, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I need to go in there, get some baklava.
That was so good.
Oh, nice. And, just very grateful to be right next door to shawarma.
Benjamin, that's part of the Downtown Neighborhood Association. So the Downtown Neighborhood Association, our friend Jennifer Fukala puts that together. And, they just opened. It was kind of like a switch, right? We were going to get a plant shop and then a shawarma place later, and then they kind of like in the last moment kind of swapped it on us and said, no, shawarma now and plants later. And they finally got a new date for the plants, and it looks like it is rescheduled. Rescheduled for it's open. My goodness. No, sorry. Thursday, June 6th. Here it is. My bad. Grand opening and ribbon cutting for Royal Plant Care, Plants and More. Thursday, June 6th at 4 p.m. That's 54 in National Street, Suite A, but you can find it right off of National Street, right here in downtown. So it's blowing up, man. Lots of good things that are happening. Maybe we can get Jennifer on again, and she can talk about some of the other ones that were happening, because I know there's going to be the very first dispensary in Elgin. Very first. Set in history around here, sir.
Yeah, it surprised me that there wasn't one, because there's so many pretty close by. I mean, it is kind of a dry area as far as dispensary, just because there's less strip malls, and that's where you generally see those popping up. So I think it's about time, and they should see a good impact on the community from opening up the dispensary. So,
and if I remember correctly, it'll be down by the casino, down by where the I think the clock tower was, down there in that that little outlet that's in there. So, and I think you can see that outlet from the casino. So it's not too far of a walk if you're in a in a gambling type of mood.
There you go.
But that will be the 6th at 4 p.m., and we'll get that national side for it. Ben, I want to take a quick break just as we go, and then when we come back, we'll just close it out with another misconception, and then we'll. I want to hear one from you. I want to hear one of your misconceptions.
All right.
I want to hear something that you were just like, man, I thought this was the truth, until somebody was like, no, man, that's not how that happens. It's not how that works. We'll be right back. Just a few moments. When we come back, we're going to still continue on this whole Fletcher Munson type of day, where what is truth? What is perception? You know what I mean? Are we really what we are? Are we going to go into the I think, therefore I am? No, we don't need to go all the way far into Spinoza or anything else. But we will kind of wax poetic over the truth that we thought was the truth until somebody held up a mirror. Well, we'll be right back. Out to lunch, WRMN.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe, because when you talk, they hear you.
Clocking out? Drive home with the Drive Time Deal with Matt McNeil on WRMN 1410 AM every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. I bring you the hottest deals in town, the most intriguing stories, and the tracks that take the edge off rush hour. Tune in on 1410 AM. Catch us on YouTube Live at WRMN Radio or stream through our app. I've got the wheel to steer your evening right. WRMN 1410 AM, your home of radio shopping and the soundtrack to your commute.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch, WRMN. We've only got about 2 minutes left in this segment. I wanted to give Ben a chance to throw in one of his misconceptions before we went to the break. That's Ben, our favorite executive producer of all time, past and present. Future, you know what? The guy's always proven himself worthy, so I've got good hopes for the future too, buddy. Go ahead and give us one.
Dude, I've got a hot tub misconception here.
Hot tub misconception? Okay, wait a minute. Shoot.
Yeah. So I just saw this one. It seemed glaring because if someone's doing this, it's not cool. Very not cool. You can apparently a myth out there about hot tubs is you can use antifreeze to keep water from freezing in the winter.
What?
Yeah. So antifreeze can keep the water from freezing during winter, but if you do this, you'll probably want to let go of your hot tub right after. Antifreeze has chemicals that are very harmful to human skin. meaning that there's a high chance to develop a rash because of it. So just don't put antifreeze in your hot tub.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that ends hour 1. Ben Demoni and BoQuest will be joining us for hour 2. We've got lots of great things coming up. I've got more dates for the Legion Cruise Night that's coming through. We've got some news that's happening on the AI front. If somebody keeps telling you that it's bad, if somebody worked for a company and said, hey, that's bad, you would probably listen. Well, AI is running through that as well. I'm sure maybe some other people are. But you're listening to Out to Lunch. WRMN. We'll be right back after these.
Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump, at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Brought to you by Linzess. The City of Elgin has refined its responsible bidder ordinance by integrating stricter apprenticeship graduation requirements. The move aims to bolster workforce development and lift standards on public projects. Since 2011, Elgin has implemented an RBO to ensure contractors on public works adhere to high skill and safety standards. Elgin residents and travelers this Saturday, June 1st, anticipate road closures downtown for the annual Elgin Pride Parade and Festival. Key streets around the main festivities will be shut down from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m. to accommodate the celebrations. The AAUW Naperville area invites the community to its used book and media collection drive on June 8th from 9 a.m. until noon at Knox Presbyterian Church, located at 1105 Catalpa Lane. Residents can donate items in good condition, including fiction, nonfiction, hardcovers, paperbacks, children's books, newer textbooks, as well as collectible items.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Attention landowners, got big summer plans for your property? Then here's an offer from John Deere you'll really dig. Get 0% fixed rate APR for 60, 72, or 84 months on 1, 2, 3D, and 3E Series Compacts tractors. If you've always wanted to get in the seat of a powerful John Deere machine, now's a great time. Offer based on dealer participation. For complete finance details, call toll-free 1-800-468-8501 or online at johndeere.com/compact tractors.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
This is Marky B inviting you to feel the power of the first shift.
To God be the glory, my brother. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration to many of folk that's here in Elgin. I'm in West Dundee. I'm a Dundeeite now, not an Elginite anymore, but I love you. I can even give a number of prayers that we as a people continue to grow and to be there for one another. Please, people, let's get on board. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, and just give an inspiration that life is worth living.
It's the first shift weekday mornings from 6 until 10 right here on WRMN.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Baseball today, the Cubs and White Sox ready to do battle at Wrigley Field. It's a 7:05 Central first pitch. Shota Imanaga starts for the Cubs while Chris Flexen gets the nod for the White Sox. The Sox are just 15-45. They've lost 11 straight and sit 24.5 games out of first place in the American League Central. The Cubs, meanwhile, are chasing the Brewers in the National League Central. The Cubs are 29-31, tied with the Cardinals, 7 games behind Milwaukee in the NL Central. Cubs have lost 8 of their last 10. The Bears continue to make tweaks to their football operations department. On Monday, they announced some changes. Jeff King promoted from co-director of player personnel to senior director of player personnel. They've also hired DJ Horde as the team's director of pro scouting. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now, and it's the perfect time to save on Father's Day gifts. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off designers he loves, like Hugo, Lacoste, and more. And 15% off skincare, fragrance, and grooming, too. Plus, shop Father's Day specials for even more great deals. Give love today at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-699-9043.
Welcome back to WRMN. Out to lunch with WRMN. That's what you're listening to right now. Like and follow for more wherever you're listening. I mean, I guess when you're listening to the AM radio, you can't like and follow. Oh, you know what? You know what would be the like and follow equivalent to the AM dial? Putting us on the old favorites. Go ahead and throw us over there. We're working on a new project. We'll have news and information at the top and bottom of every hour. So that is radio talk for the very top of the hour is, you know, right as it comes over, 59 minutes, 59 seconds, and boom, hits right at the top, right? Right after the ID, we're trying to have some news and information at the top there. And then at the bottom, we're trying to do the same thing, whether that is a 2-minute local news spot, a 5-minute local news spot. Maybe it is a feature, like a financial feature of, hey, this is how you plan for your financial security. Here's the top 3 steps. something like that. We're going to have news and information at the top and bottom. That way, you'll always know that as you're looking at your watch, if you see that it's close to the top or bottom of the hour, just switch over to WRMN and you can get that information. Even if it's just 2 or 3 minutes just to come in at the top and bottom, you'll be able to get that information. At the top of the hour, we're probably going to keep our national news. We might turn that over into the local aspect of it, but we'll definitely have our news at the very top. And then at the bottom, we're going to try to have more of that local side of it, or at least that independent news. We're talking with some pro-union advocates to see if we can get some features for like a union special. Obviously, we've got our good news that we're starting for as well. We're trying to do a few more things to add a little bit more variety and, of course, have more voices of the Fox Valley right here on WRMN. And one of those voices that I have yet to bring on for this hour, that would be Ben Demonium Boquist. Thank you, sir, for being here today.
Hey, yeah, always a pleasure, man. It's a great show, and just happy to be a part of it.
As our WRMN news director, sir, how do you feel about different independent news on a platform? You know, back in the day, it used to be branded, right? This is the ABC news station. This is a Associated Press news station, something like that. What do you feel about this this change that we're going through of multiple news sources under one broadcast umbrella?
Oh, I love it. I think we're in such an exciting time for just information in general, and like the ability for people to get their opinions out there, and just kind of at the end of the day, it's cream of the crop rises to the top, and the people who are putting the most factual type of content out there are going to be recognized more so. So thanks to new platforms like, you have Substack or even Twitter X and all the other social media platforms that are out there, Facebook and what have you. Some are better than others, but it's one of those things where there's so many avenues to get your publication and news out there. So, yeah, just big fan of getting as much independent stuff out there. And if it means you got to maybe look through different sources and different platforms to find it, then it's worth it. And, there's going to be there's just so much opportunity. So I think it's nothing but a good thing.
Competition, man. I think that's what a lot of when people turn around and they say, well, the economic system that we all live in with this competition back and forth reflects the natural order, right? Natural order is competition. You're absolutely right. I have to compete against you, et cetera, and go from there. But it's part of that. So having competition even in the news scope of it absolutely helps as well. We've got another caller coming in. Hello, caller. Welcome on to Out to Lunch with WRMN. Again, that number to call, 847-931-1410. Welcome into the conversation.
Sorry, my man. I was calling the Home Shopping Network.
Oh, well, if you're looking for the radio shopping side of it, buddy, this is exactly where you're looking for. I just have another number to call for you.
Oh, all right.
That would be 847-741-7700. This is the place for radio shopping. That show is live from 3 to 6. But you can go and get those deals right now. Matt McNeil's on the other end of that number.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's I think that's where we're talking about getting those other voices that are out there. You can't claim free speech and then stifle people that you do not agree with. That's not promoting free speech. It's out there to the point where you have to have that open forum. We had. You remember Mike Machowski, Ben? We used to work with him. He used to be a producer for imaging. He used to be a producer for Brandmeier, and he used to have that same concept when we would always talk about free speech, is that nice speech doesn't need protection. You know what I mean? Like stuff that you like to say or like to hear, that doesn't need protection. Stuff that you may feel uncomfortable hearing, stuff that may change your worldview, that's what needs protection. That's where the difference is. By all means, if you turn around and say niceties to me, Ben, I'm going to let you say nice things to me all day. But if you're going to turn around and talk about how much of a heel I am, then wait a minute. Whoa, I can't have him saying things like that. No, that's still free speech. So it's that concept where we got to get it out there. And it's the same thing with our topic of today, the misconceptions. The only way that we know that there's a misconception out there is, first off, is it something that everybody's saying? And then the only way to correct it is to turn around and somebody else say, hey, no, that's not the right thing. That's not what this fact said. The Wizard of Oz was not the first film in color. You know what I mean? Things like that is what we need to turn around and adjust ourselves for it. And without getting too serious with it, Ben and I are just going to go crazy and just find some of these weird things. Like, okay, this is the one I've got for today, Ben, is zombies, right? When do you think of the first zombie movie? Right? Night of the Living Dead, right? We all turn around and go Night of the Living Dead. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead is the first zombie movie, right? No. I
always thought.
He, in fact, referred to them as ghouls. They never used the word zombie in the movie. Mm-hmm. He instead referred to them as ghouls. They did not explicitly call the undead zombies until 10 years later in 1978 with the sequel, Dawn of the Dead. And then they officially called them zombies. But there was an entire decade in between before they were actually deemed the Z's.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. To me, that still sounds like it's a zombie movie. It's a minor detail to me. But you know what they are.
Yeah.
Come on.
So let's look at it this way. We were also talking about words earlier, right? So let's talk about Xmas. Everybody gets mad about Xmas. It did not originate as a secular plan to take the Christ out of Christmas, as some people have said back in 2009 or so.
That's interesting. That's a funny one because it's like an old thing. People like it's just shorthand, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of it is, here's the cool part about it. X represents the Greek letter chi, C-H-I, the first letter of Christos, or Christ in Greek, as found in the Chi-Rho symbol XP. Since the 4th century in English, X was first used as a scribal abbreviation for Christ in the 1100s. Xmas is attested in 1551 as Xmas in 1721. So when you use Xmas, you are using Christmas because you are using the original Greek of Christos.
I like it. Yeah, you're actually paying homage to the history of Christmas. How about that? It's not just shorthand.
It's
That's a
not
misconception
shorthand.
right there.
And they're not trying to take Christ out of Christmas. The entire thing is based off of Christ. It's an entire celestial story about stars in the sky lining up to the brightest star and when the sun goes. So during Christmas, we'll do a little bit more about the celestial story of Christ and Gilgamesh and a bunch of those other guys. I think Horus as well. All have that same story, which is really neat. myrrh, frankincense and myrrh, the three wise men, which is actually Orion's belt, which is pretty cool. But anyway, you're listening to Out to Lunch. Go ahead and talk about some misconceptions. What was something you drastically believed and somebody was like, hey man, that's not true. That's not true. You're listening again to Out to Lunch, WRMN 1410. Find more information at WRMN1410.com. Ben and I will be right back after these.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target.
Hello, people on the YouTubes. Ben and I are back to give you some of that behind the scenes side of it. I want to give a little bit of shout outs to people on YouTube. Thanks for sticking around from there. We have Wes and Son as well. We've got Certified coming in. It's good to see you all right are in there. Go ahead and jump into the chat. What is something you guys thought was something? Were you like, hey, I don't know what this thing is for? Like those little tables in on the pizza. On the pizza stuff.
That's a good one. That's a good one because that'll change your whole eating of pizza, or at least picking the piece of pizza approach after that.
Right?
Do you want to just go? Should we tell them what that little pizza thing is?
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Okay. So it does actually serve two purposes. One, if placed in the center of the pizza, it helps when stacking the pizza boxes as to not have that gravity push the top of the pizza box into the cheese. No one likes that scenario. But then, on top of that, there's another function for that little pizza table. You take it from the center, and if you're sharing a pizza, which if you got a pizza cut Chicago's party square style, which I know everybody loves, you got to use that little table to pick your piece so that you're not touching all the other cheesy pieces, and it helps
you
separate
grab it like a hand.
Exactly. You use it so that you're not spreading your dirty pizza fingers over everybody's pizza there. So yeah,
you get some tongs on it, right?
Yeah, it's a tong. It's tongs for pizza. Party square. So I don't know if everybody knew that, but if you didn't now, some great key information for you.
There you go. See, and you only get that on the behind the scenes on the YouTube side of it.
Could I ask you a question, Dennis?
Yeah, go ahead. We got a couple minutes.
Okay.
What's up?
What is your feeling on the cutting of a pizza? Should it be square, triangular?
Depends on how many people. If I have a lot of people, I go squares because you get more slices. But if it's just me and I know, like, we're taking a pizza order and we all know how many people are going to have it, I usually do triangles. If I know the number. If I don't really know the number and I know a bunch of people are going to show up, that's when I'll do the squares. We do that at the school, actually. They'll actually cut it in squares, like Domino's pizzas in squares, which is weird to me.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've had the thin crust Papa John's before, and that's actually pretty good. They cut it in squares. I asked them to cut it in squares. But
thin crust all day for squares, like
that's
floppy and stuff.
There.
Yeah, like I like a New York style pizza, kind of as a square at that side of it, but you can't go more than like a couple inches. Now, by all means, if I'm getting by the slice, I'm gonna go into the bodega and I'm gonna fold that thing in half like I'm supposed to. Yeah, no, it is pizza by pizza. Are you a dabber? Do you take the thing and you dab the stuff? If it's too much, but at the end of the day, I don't obsess about it. Here it is.
You have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
Welcome back to WRMN. You're listening to Out to Lunch. My name is Dennis Onar Green. On the other side of the phone line, that would be the executive producer extraordinaire, Ben Demonium Boquest. Lots of great things happening this week on the show. Oh, see, now I threw my cards and stuff around all over everywhere. See, we try to be a showman, Ben, and you try to throw the stuff around, you get lost. But I've got some special guests that are coming in this week. Amanda Harris from the city of Elgin. That's elginil.gov. She is the director of the Cultural Arts and Special Events of the city of Elgin. She's coming in on Thursday, and she will be talking about all of the 4th of July events that are happening. That's right. What events are those? Well, of course, there's a parade. You can't have a 4th of July without a parade. You can also not have the 4th of July without the fireworks. So the two capstones of the day start at 9 a.m. at the intersection of Slade and Douglas Avenue. That is the parade route. You can check out that parade route at elginil.gov/July 4th. You'll see that parade route as it goes. They're going to start from Slade and Douglas Avenue and go all the way near City Hall to Grove and Division Street. I think it's going to be fun. Ben, we're going to be over at what? Over at Danny's Pizza, I think is where we're going to be set up over there, over by the police station.
Yeah, I like it.
I think is what I remember. Also, this year, this is the first one, inaugural, as some people would say. Pet Parade will kick off at 8:30 at Douglas near Ann Street and will end at Elgin City Hall. So that other parade is there. Go to elginil.gov for that information. So Amanda Harris, Miss Harris, will be on with us tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Thursday. But tomorrow we have State Representative Anna Moeller coming over as well. She's feeling a little under the weather today. So what she did was she decided to postpone it to tomorrow so that she's feeling a little bit better. And what we'll do is we'll sit with her for about a half hour, talk with her, kind of interview with her. And then what I'm hoping to do is open the phone lines for a few moments so that you can actually ask questions directly to your state representative. She does represent you all in our area here. Once I move over, then she'll represent me as well. So I'm looking forward to meeting her and seeing what we can talk about. She's got an office right here in downtown Elgin. So what I'm hoping is maybe we can start getting a regular occurrence. She has been the representative for the better part of a decade now. So if you don't know her yet, I hope soon you'll be able to get to know her. And of course, we open all of our phone lines to everybody. That does include any political side or any of those messages as well. Now, by all means, if we do have a discussion about round Earth versus flat Earth, or things like that. Again, we're back to this concept of misconceptions. So that's what free speech is all about. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your ideas. But we also want to be, I like to be corrected, because when I'm corrected, I learn. I don't know like a lot of people, but I like to learn. And somebody correcting me, now it may hurt. Now, there is an actual measurable pain scale of being corrected. They've studied it. I think the Pew Research has an article about it I could find for you. But there is something to being corrected in your belief and hitting a little bit of that pain. Maybe I'm a masochist, Ben. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I want the knowledge to hurt. Maybe I like having my world shattered in front of me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think everybody has a little bit of that just innately in them, and you just got to keep that at bay. One of the common misconceptions about Hurt, actually, is that Johnny Cash was the original singer of Hurt, not Nine Inch Nails. So Just so you know, that's a 9 Inch Nails song, not a Johnny Cash song.
Really? That was 9 Inch Nails first, and then Cash took it. Because I know they were mad that his went better. Now, I wasn't sure if, like, that was because they wrote it kind of at the same time. But you're saying it was a 9 Inch Nails song, and then Johnny took it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people think it's the other way around. And, when the Johnny Cash version got really popular, it was like an initiative of Trent Reznor and all the 9 Inch Nails people to be like, hey, no, that is our song. But I'm sure they both got more plays after that.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, I think Cash did a little bit better job of that. But by all means, the writer
one of the best covers of all time.
Oh my goodness, amazing. That's so sorrowful. I'll tell you, the only thing I can compare that to is MTV Nirvana Unplugged, where you could just feel. Oh my gosh, you could feel that this was Kurt's like final stuff. He was like, I'm just gonna leave it out. I'm just gonna do it.
Same with the Alice in Chains Unplugged too. That is a great that show. They should. I mean, I know Tiny Desk is awesome and everything, but more of those shows, please.
Just do Unplugged as it goes.
Concert settings.
Let's look at one more. We love our First Amendments, right, Ben? We love our amendments. We love our Constitution. One misconception that I like to put out there. The First Amendment misconceptions. There's two of them that are out there. The First Amendment of the Constitution generally prevents only government restrictions on religion, speech, press, assembly, or petition, not restrictions imposed by private individuals or businesses, right? So if I'm over at Ben's house and Ben says that I'm not allowed to say the word onomatopoeia, and that's what he said, that's his house rules, that is him. That is not my First Amendment right to go around and start shouting it. That's his house, it's his property, he can tell me to leave. That's
not a quack.
That's the way it goes. Other laws may restrict the ability of a private business and individuals to restrict the speech of others, but the First Amendment does not. Now, that's the first one for the First Amendment. The second one is, are you ready for this, Ben? This is a misconception that I have every once in a while. I keep forgetting about it. It is not illegal to shout fire in a crowded theater.
That is surprising.
Although this is often given as an example of speech that is not protected by the First Amendment, it is not now, nor has it ever been, the law of the land. The phrase originates from the Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr.'s opinion in the United States Supreme Court case of Schneck versus the United States in 1919, which held that the defendant's speech in opposition to the draft during World War I was not protected free speech. However, that the case was not about shouting fire, and it was later overturned by Brandelburg versus Ohio. A lot of your free speech restrictions and things can be put down into Brandenburg versus Ohio, if you ever want to read that one. That's from 1969. So it by all means, it is frowned upon. It's not illegal to do that. But here's my caveat. It is illegal to incite a panic. So that's where the verbiage doesn't necessarily have that in there, of fire in a crowded theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it comes down to if you've made it illegal in certain circumstances to say fire in a crowded theater, at some point people are going to be afraid to say it. And, there will be the fire in a crowded theater, and it'll just, I don't know. The thing is, it's too hard to case-by-case basis go about, saying what would be free speech and what would be inciting panic.
It should be hard to describe, Ben. I want you to have trouble describing what free speech is. Nietzsche says that we should stumble over the words describing our virtues. So just to kind of throw that out there. But the part of the movie theaters, right? What about the mafia movies? We're going to talk about certain shoes, maybe a block or two, maybe made out of some mixed rock. Right here on Out to Lunch with WRMN. Feel free to join into the conversation. 847-931-1410. We'll be right back after these.
WRMN has proudly served the Fox River Valley for over 70 years. We're located at 14 Douglas Avenue in downtown Elgin. Right next to Studio 14 is our store known as the Redemption Center. You are always invited to stop by and see us to live large for less. The Redemption Center is the place to pick up your on-air orders, shop for certificates, and grab some brochures to learn about what we have to offer. Our Redemption Center phone number is 847-741-7700. As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices. There's 6 locations to serve you for both dine-in or carry-out. Tommy's has a diverse, delicious menu for you and your family, with crispy pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and their famous hot dogs, plus so much more. Don't forget their scrumptious sides like mac and cheese bites. To see their menu and locations, visit Tommy'sRedHots.com today.
Join the Boomers June 4th at 6:30 versus the Florence Yalls for Educators Appreciation Night, presented by Waterville Advisors. Come out to Wintrust Field on June 5th at 6:30 p.m. versus the Florence Yalls, presented by Encore Village of Schaumburg. On June 6th at 6:30 versus the Yalls, it will be Busch Light Bucket Hat Giveaway. The first 1,000 fans 21 and over will receive a Boomers Bucket Hat thanks to Busch Light. Also 2-for-1 Busch Light beer all game.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissan's cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we mean.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch, WRMN. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for riding through that commercial break. Boomers, lots of Boomer stuff going on. It is baseball season. And Ben Demonium Boquest does those fantastic reads for us to keep you in the know for what's happening over at the Boomers. Bucket Hats Benjamin. Yes. Bush Light Bucket Hats Benjamin.
Love it.
That's fun stuff, dude. So if you go, which day are they doing the bucket hats?
What's that?
Which day are they doing the bucket hats?
The commercial just played.
This weekend.
It might be,
this
week. Today. It's close by.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to head over there. If you do need a Boomer schedule, you can obviously go to the website. But while you're here at the Redemption Center, 16 Douglas, go ahead and pick one up. I mean, I guess you can always come into the studio and I will just throw them at you too and say, "Get out of here! What are you doing in the middle of this? I'm on the air!" and throw them at you. But I mean, I think it'd be a little bit, easier, less violent to get them from the Redemption Center.
Well, I mean, free tickets, so.
That's true.
Now that you told people that.
Well, it's the schedule. No, I got a bunch of these schedules that are here. We've just got the foldable ones, the pocket schedules.
Got it. Yeah. Hey. So tonight is Educators Appreciation Night, actually.
Oh, I'm a teacher.
There you go.
I teach things.
Well, go there and be appreciated at Educators Appreciation Night versus the Florence Y'alls. That's tonight. I believe it's 6:30. And so Bucket Hat Day, I believe, is the 6th, this Thursday.
Okay.
Bush Light Bucket Hat giveaway and Thirsty Thursday. The first 1,000 fans, 21 and over, receive a Boomer's Bucket Hat thanks to Bush Light. So
well, I'm going to have to go there. I'm going to have to go there after the grand opening and ribbon cutting on Thursday, June 6th at 4 p.m., That is Royal Plant Care Plants and More. There's a ribbon cutting at 4. So you go to the ribbon cutting, and then you head right over to the Boomers and grab your bucket hat.
There you go. And 2-for-1 Bush Lights.
Get out of town. 2-for-1 Bush. I mean, hot dogs and beer is what you go to a game for. And if they're going to throw some specials on those hot dogs and beer, oh my goodness, the steamed dog that's all wrapped up, ready to go. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's why you go to the park.
To me, Bush Light is the perfect situational beer for a ball game.
That's true.
For me, I feel weird when I'm drinking a real fancy beer at a baseball game, like I'm at a bar or something. Like I just feel weird. I like just a regular domestic light Pilsner, crisp, refreshing. The situational, situational awareness is important. And the beer depends on what situation you're in, I feel like.
Good cold brew, right? That's all you need. Just a good cold brew that's out there. That's why I like PBR too, man. It keeps me grounded, like Mr. T's shoes. That's why he wore his old sneakers all the time. He's like, look, I don't care how much gold I got up here. My sneakers are what's going to keep me grounded. But Kevin Vasquez, I'm sorry, Velasquez, sorry, if I can do a little bit better at my Spanish pronunciation. He is the owner of the Royal Plant Care, and he has a background in orchard farming and aviary. So he knows what plants will fit together with each other and what plants will actually help the environment. Both indoor and outdoor environments. That's what's cool about it. When we spoke with Jennifer Fukala That's what she was talking about, is his expertise are with potted plants, because they're running that special that on opening day, all potted plants are 10% off, which would be really cool. Really neat that's out there. So we're still talking about misconceptions that we've got on here. We are going to talk, we're continuing with our law, crime, and like military kind of side of it. Did you know, Ben, a lot of people like remember that whole thing of like, Ben, if you're a cop, you got to tell me. If you're a cop, you got to tell me. I can't just do this stuff. Hey man, you can't just be hanging out with us while we're doing this thing. You got to tell me.
Yeah, like Dizzy Quails in Breaking Bad.
Exactly. United States does not require police officers to identify themselves as police in the case of a sting or other undercover work, and police officers may lie when engaged in such work. So, sorry to burst this bubble for you, but police officers are allowed to lie, whether they are in uniform or not. They are allowed to lie. They are people. There is nothing there. Claiming entrapment as a defense instead focuses on whether the defendant was induced by undue pressure, such as threats or deception from law enforcement to commit the crimes they would not have otherwise committed. So let's look at this example. I'm the bad guy. Ben's the police officer. If I'm the one that says, Ben, let's go and do this thing, you're gonna be my wheelman. You're gonna carry all this stuff. Here's the plan. This is what's going on. I can't turn around and claim entrapment because Ben never told me he was a police officer. Now, if Ben comes up with the plan, and Ben, the police officer, is the one that's saying, yes, you guys do this and you be here at this time. And we all said, we probably shouldn't do this. And the police officer kept saying, yeah, we need to do this. Yes, then that is entrapment when the undercover officer is the mastermind behind it. Mm-hmm. So it's there. The other thing about crime, we hear about this all the time, undocumented immigrants. We hear about this. Undocumented immigrants in the United States have substantially lower crime rates than U.S.-born citizens.
Makes sense.
Compared
Makes a lot
to
of sense.
Exactly. Compared to undocumented immigrants, U.S.-born citizens are over twice as likely to be arrested for violent crimes, 2.5 times more likely to be arrested for drug crimes, and over 4 times more likely to be arrested by property crimes. Immigrants are 60% less likely to be incarcerated than U.S.-born citizens. So it's right there. I mean, you can get it from, where did this chart come from? This chart came from violent crime in the United States from 1960 to 22. And you can see that the, I believe that came from, let's see here, graph from here. Yes, homicide rate as it comes through. This is from Labor and Statistics as it comes through there from the government. So, but that's it. That's part of it, is because you got to think about it logically. First off, the numbers. American citizens make up more people than non-American citizens, right? So obviously the numbers are going to be higher already. Then secondly, if I am not where I am supposed to be, I am going to be quiet. I am not going to draw attention to myself. I am not going to say, hey, I'm a bad person. Please kick me out of this place. So it's a part of it for there. But yes, crime rates as far of violent crimes and everything else is absolutely U.S.-born citizens make up more than that.
It makes too much sense, yeah. I mean, of course, the narrative, I mean, it's just so popular for when in those instances when it does happen for people to point at it as some type of, just it's a misconception. It's as simple as that. I have a pretty good a misconception for anybody who's a water sports enthusiast.
Go ahead.
So this comes from UAMShealth.com. Do you have to wait 30 minutes after eating before swimming?
Oh,
everyone's heard that.
Yeah.
You just had lunch, so you got to wait. Sit by the side of the pool for 30 minutes. You know what? According to Dr. Charles Smith of the Family and Preventive Medicine Department at UAMS, there's no medical evidence to even support that myth.
Wow.
The theory. Yeah. So just go ahead and, like, if you feel good, like, as long as you're not, obviously the thing that they say is cramps and just maybe you're not done even swallowing your food yet or something like that. But so this is what the article I'm pulling up here says to break the fourth wall. Yes, these thoughts are coming from a website that I looked up, but still I thought to look up this myth just for you guys. The theory behind the myth was that there's an increased blood flow to the stomach and intestines to absorb the nutrients. This means that there is less blood to deliver oxygen and remove waste products from exercising muscles. In reality, you have more than enough oxygen to supply your stomach and the muscles. So if you're swimming for recreation purposes, eating right before entering the water should not pose any problems. And if you're going to be in the water for exercise, it makes sense to wait at least an hour to allow most of the food in your stomach to pass through. With any strenuous exercise, the diversion of blood flow to the stomach for digestion may temporarily decrease flow to the muscles and may result in cramping. Moreover, it's difficult to exercise strenuously with the full stomach. So, yeah, it's basically like however you feel. If maybe you had just a little snack or obviously it's kind of popular to do pre-workout and that stuff. So, like if you're doing pre-workout before going swimming and you feel all right, then go ahead and swim. But vice versa, yeah.
I like how this gentleman went through and said there is no scientific or medical evidence of this thing. Oh, by the way, here's probably the medical evidence of this thing.
Yeah,
that was there. So I mean, it just goes to show you that if you've got a DR next to your name, you're still practicing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
it's cool to know that I can just jump right in, man.
It's very well written as to say, yeah, we're not saying, we're just saying.
Yeah,
live a little.
We're just saying, go out there. There, you can see where it's meh, kind of, but at the end of the day, it's there. That misconception. I want to talk about another one, water related. I teased before we went. That's the mafia. Neither the mafia nor the nor other criminal organizations regularly use or have used cement shoes to drown their victims. There are only 2 documented cases of this method being used in murders, one in 1964 and then one in 2016, although the one in 2016 just had concrete blocks tied to the legs, being enclosed in cement. My thing is maybe because it's so effective. Why you don't know where these murders are coming from. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's back to that. Oh my goodness, it's not Occam's razor. It's another one that says that if it can't be proven by facts, that it can be disproven just as easily without facts. So yeah, there is no evidence that says that this had happened so much. But that's my case on it, right? That's my now new misconception is that it goes there. So you know what I mean? Like it's that same kind of conspiracy where we all talk about, oh, they never went to the moon. It's not there. It's like, no, they're there. There are reflectors on the moon that you can shoot lasers at and get it bounced back to you if you really wanted to. So it's just really really neat to see some of these misconceptions, Ben.
Yep, trees fall in the forest.
There it is. Speaking of that, man, quotes, right? How many misconception quotes are there out there? Like, okay, so in literature, many quotations are incorrect and attributed to people who never uttered them. Here are the top famous people of misquotes. Are you ready? Mark Twain.
Got to be on there.
Yep, okay, Mark Twain, Einstein's second, Hitler's third, Churchill's fourth, Lincoln, Shakespeare, Confucius, Sun Tzu, and Buddha, or the Buddha. I'm sorry. Are like the top ones out there. I know Eleanor Roosevelt is another one too that everybody likes to put in there.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Is that same kind of way. Ernest Hemingway did not author the flash fiction story For Sale, Baby Shoes Never Worn. The story existed as early as 1906, and it was not attributed to him until decades after he died. So people tried to throw that onto him afterwards to knock out our literature. But to take it back to this, man, do you remember in cartoons where a crime scene happened and it was the chalk outline?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they like rarely do that. That's rare in modern day investigations right now. They usually just take pictures and just like done with it. They don't need to chalk it out for every single person.
An old Cagney and Lacey.
Because now you've just added chalk into your crime scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like now if the murder weapon was even remotely used in chalk, or if you're like, oh, it might have been a teacher that did it. You can't use like, chalk was found at the crime scene as
it's like dusting for prints.
Yeah, it's true. In the United States, a defendant may not have their case dismissed simply because they were not read their Miranda rights. You remember this? Like, I didn't read my rights at the time of their arrest. Miranda warnings cover the rights of a person when they are taken into custody and then interrogated by law enforcement. If a person is not given a Miranda warning before the interrogation is conducted, statements made by them during the interrogation may not be admissible in a trial. The prosecution may still present other forms of evidence or statements made during interrogations where the defendant was read their Miranda rights to get the conviction. So if they didn't read you your rights, they can't use it in the court side of it.
That's how it works.
Yep,
that's all I understood.
There. No, and it's great that the Miranda rights were there because you used to have those rights, but then nobody told you have those rights. We've only got about 2 minutes left. Let's bring our old buddy Cleveland Dennis in. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Yeah, I've been listening, and I can't help but thinking, I don't know if it's objective or subjective, but they used to say, he who laughs last has rotten teeth. I don't know if that's accurate or if it's not. That's all I got.
That's a good colloquialism there. We'll see if we can do a show on those, of idioms and colloquialisms. Thanks, Dennis, for being on.
We need more colloquialisms. Thank you.
We do.
Bye.
More colloquialisms and less idioms. We need to get all of these idioms out of our world, right? The idiom here, everywhere I look, idiom left and right, idiom and idiom. That one's, yeah, those are cool. I like those because, like, threshold, right? You never know why do they call it a threshold? Well, that was because they used to actually use thresh in the front of their doorway to make sure that it was there. They used, and what is thresh? Well, it was it was like the wheat or the straw and things like that. We may do something like that, man, of like bird in the hand worth two in the bush, like actually break that down. Yep. I think that would be a cool thing to do. Oh my goodness, Ben, we're running out of time here. Oh my goodness. See, it's already been 2 hours as we go through everything. So that's what we've done today. We talked a little bit about perceived versus fact versus how we feel. So as we go through and until it starts getting better, I suppose, I am going to talk about that. I am going to talk about how the side of facts and the side of feelings are wonky sometimes. Let's see here. Congratulations on the new lady Mexican president. Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow with our guest, Anna Morel. who is the state representative, she actually fights for women's equality in the workplace, where she talks about wage gap and work inequality for things. Because the boss lady is in that same kind of thing there. If she was to go back to work, she's got such a large gap in her employment. Would somebody even be able to take that? It is amazing that there is a woman president. Congratulations, Mexico, for actually having an election and going through with it and all of that. Successful elections are something to be proud of nowadays too. Especially if we've got the old, coveted peaceful transfer of power. That's been it, Ben. That's the end of the show. Game over. Out to lunch. We'll be back on tomorrow starting at noon. I hope you can join us again there, Ben.
Gotta love it. Hey, I'll make myself available.
He'll make himself available. You heard it here first. Ben Demoni and Boquest will be on Manana. We'll do some introductions for the first half, and then we'll get right into our interview. Stand by for calls. Open forum happening at 1 o'clock tomorrow and happening at 3 today. We've got the Drive Time Deal with Matt McNeil and some more programming that's happening after him. Stay tuned to WRMN for all the changes and all of the news and information as it comes out. You've been listening to Out to Lunch. See you tomorrow.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have